What's up, everybody? Yeah, so I thought I'd start a new series on my channel. I'm not done with the other one. I had to take a break for a while because my iPhone was unfortunately stolen. So we're back to it, starting with this first story time being about my illnesses. I'm sitting in my bed right now in my hut. Here we are. I brought my hand knit blanket with me to Senegal that my grandma gave me. I did not realize how important this blanket would be to me when I packed it, but I have been sick a lot. Let's see if I can make a list here. I'm recovering from scabies right now, 3 toenail infections, 2 ingrown toenails that I've had to have surgery to be removed, strep throat. I've had a UTI. I've had food poisoning, I think twice. I've had Giardia at least 6 times. I had E. coli. I've had 2 very scary rashes that I don't know what they were from. I mean, I've had common colds and stuff like that too. Constant diarrhea and gas, literally constantly. Like there's not a time that I don't have diarrhea. I feel like it's half and half in Peace Corps, Senegal at least. I can't really speak to like every post, but like you either have constant diarrhea and gas or you're like plugged up the whole time that you're serving. I unfortunately am the diarrhea side.
That food insecurity diet.
Here's my list of illnesses that I wanted to talk about. Throwing up in front of my family. So very early on, I think literally the first month I was here, I had just installed, which means I had just like moved into my village after swearing in as an official volunteer. Anyway, I got really, really sick like 4 days after being here. I was laying in bed all day. Eventually my like someone that works for Peace Corps that works for Peace Corps in the nearby city. The doctors called him and were like, she needs to get out of sight. Then he like shows up, knocks on my door and is like,
hey, I'm here to take you to Tamba.
I was like, oh my God, okay. Like I had taken a fucking promethazine, which is what they prescribed me so I would feel less nauseous, and it also makes you sleep for like days. So I was like really out of it, and I like threw a bag together very quickly and like was incredibly nauseous. I like close up my room or whatever. I get like out of the gate of my like room, and everyone's like,
oh, Jennifer, she like woke up, yay.
And then I just like projectile vomit. Like, I just met these people, like, 5 days ago. Like, literally, like, I just moved in. I barely knew any Bambara, so, like, I could not talk to them. Like, I was like, I don't feel well. My village, like, no one speaks English. Like, no one speaks English. Very few people even speak, like, a little bit of French. And not that I speak French, but, like, at least we could, like, try and make it work. It's just Bambara. And other local languages, but like between us, it's just Bambara. All they know is that I wasn't feeling well and that I needed to sleep, that I couldn't eat, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like this Peace Corps guy like shows up, and they're probably like,
oh my God, she's gonna go home to America. We lost our volunteer already.
So they're like, oh, Jennifer got up, whatever. And I just fucking projectile vomit everywhere, just straight bile. It's so gross. I feel terrible, miserable, and yeah, I had Giardia that time. Okay, 2 more stories very quickly. So I told you guys briefly I had 2 ingrown toenails and 3 nail infections or whatever. I'm used to like seeing these now because I've had fucking 3 of them. Like, it doesn't scare me, but it's gross and it hurts. I go to this compound in my village like every day because I love them. They're like my best friends, and I just hang out there. There's like 2 women in the compound. They're like my best friends. So I go there every day, we hang out, and I noticed that the one that's my age has like something tied around her like big toenail. And I'm like, what's wrong? Are you sick? Like, what's wrong? And she like unties it and shows it to me. She shows me she has like an ingrown toenail and a like the pus bubble or whatever. So I'm like, oh my God, I've had these. You need to go to the city and like have a doctor like cut it and remove it because it won't get better on its own. Like you have to go do this, whatever. I try to explain that. This was recently, so I could like explain it in Bumper or whatever. And she's like, oh, okay. I had to make an appointment to go to Dakar again to like remove my second ingrown toenail and cure the second infection. I go to do that. It takes like fucking 3 weeks to do it because of bureaucracy, like bullshit, whatever. So after like 3 weeks, I come back here to my village, healed and everything. And I go back to my favorite family's house. And I notice that my friend's toe is like all better. I'm like, oh, like I just got mine like treated. Like, did you go to Tamba? And she lies to me and she goes,
Yeah, I did go to Tamba. All better.
and then the other woman in the compound is like, she's lying. She didn't go to Tamba. Don't tell a lie. And I was like, ah. And she was like, ah. And she was like,
No, I didn't go to Tamba.
and I was like, how did you get rid of it? Like, it doesn't go away on its own. She's like,
I got rid of it myself.
this bitch had an ingrown toenail, like a bad one, and a fucking infection on top of it. And to save money and time, she didn't go to the city. She did not go to the hospital. She fucking took out this ingrown toenail, which are painful ass motherfuckers, okay? By herself or with someone, I don't know, but herself. And also had an infection on top of it and treated it. It's fine. Meanwhile, this bitch just spent 3 weeks in Dakar, spent so much money and time fucking laying around in Dakar because I needed to go to the doctor to get it removed. So they probably think I'm such a little bitch. But whatever, I am, so they can think that. I love them. Anyway, okay, and my last story, this is the same time. Like this same time I went to Dakar and was there for like 3 weeks. Part of the reason I was there for like 3 weeks. So while I was there, I started feeling sick again. Again, like I said, I literally always have diarrhea. So like, I don't think anything of it. Like, it's just the difference of like, sometimes my stomach hurts during the day while I'm also having diarrhea. And sometimes I just have diarrhea. I like brought up to the doctor that I thought I had like a chest infection or like a sinus infection or something because I was coughing really bad. It was really bad. Every time I laughed, which is a lot, I would just like break into like a coughing fit and it was so gross and bad. So I thought I had some sort of like chest infection or something like that. So I'm meeting with my Peace Corps doctor. She's cleaning my newly surgeried ingrown toenail or whatever. It's gone now. So she's cleaning it and I'm like, oh, I also think I might be like sick. I might have a chest infection or something. I have this really bad cough. And she was like,
Do you have diarrhea?
and I was like, okay, well, one, that doesn't really have anything to do with it. But two, yeah, I always have diarrhea. Doesn't everyone? And she was like,
Why did you say they were gonna do a myth kit?
which is like when they take a poop sample or whatever and like test it for all the parasites and diseases and stuff. And I was like, okay, but like I also like don't feel well like in my chest and I have this cough. She's like,
But like your diarrhea.
and I was like, okay, cool, whatever, fine. Anyway, I'm there. I give her a poop sample. And 3 days later, I'm lying in bed because my toe fucking kills. And I get a call from her. Her name's Pam. And she's like,
Congratulations, you're the winner. You had all of the parasites.
how are you alive? Like, she's literally like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not. That's when I had E. coli, Giardia again, and some other disease, maybe. This is another parasite. And she literally was like,
Okay, so like these are the 3 common parasites that we like test for. But since you have all 3 of them, it probably means that you have more than that. But we don't test for those, and like the medications that get rid of these get rid of those too. So we're not going to test for them. You probably have them.
and I was like, fucking cool. So those are my stories. I'm the winner. I had all of the parasites. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. That's my experience, unfortunately, but like I have friends here that like literally haven't even gotten a cold. They just have impeccable immune systems. I don't immune system, don't know her. I don't know. Take from this what you will. If you join Peace Corps, you might get sick a lot. You might never get sick. Who knows? You might get sick an average amount. yeah, you might get some really creepy diseases and things like parasites, fucking mites in your skin. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Okay, bye.